Malibu Darby, welcome to my channel. If it's not your first time watching, welcome back. So today I went to the mall. The Morphe store finally opened. I went to get a brush. I got a lot more than a brush, so I felt like doing my makeup. So we're doing a little chit chat. Get ready with me. It's a little quarantine date night. Been feeling real good. So I asked on my Instagram for some questions and some topics and stuff like that to talk about tonight, and you guys dropped some stuff for me. So without further ado, let's get into the makeup. Okay, so this isn't gonna be like a tutorial per se. Like I said, it's a chit chat, get ready with me. But I am gonna try to give y'all like the products I use, if I use something different or little stuff like that along the way. So let's get into it. Priming with my Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer. This is the blurring primer, not the hydrating. This primer gets like so matte so fast, like it's almost hard to like blend it if you don't move fast, which is a good thing because I feel like I know it's really mattifying. Okay, so let's see the topics that y'all gave me on Instagram. They're a little all over the place, which is fine. I really just felt like doing makeup, which is a blessing because I haven't felt like filming or doing things like that a lot recently, which I guess is the first topic. Somebody said, how do you keep up with content? And I always think it's funny when people ask like about stuff like that, because I feel like I do. Just consistency. I like to film when I feel like it, which I know sounds funny, but I feel like people can tell. I'm looking down in my mirror, so I'm gonna try to look in the camera, but I cannot do makeup in the viewfinder. That is just not, that's not my calling. I can't do that. So I always just film when I feel like it, and I film stuff that I want to film. So I don't do a lot of like, people are always talking about pranks and like couples channels and stuff like that, and I don't feel like we're into that. Like that's just not something I've been interested in doing. He comes on the channel like when he wants to, when we want to. And with everything right now, I had to make sure I told myself too, like, if you don't feel like filming, or not even just filming, let's not even just say it in filming, working in general, if you feel like not being necessarily productive or you just feel distracted, I think there's a balance between like distracting yourself from it and being productive and doing something else. And by it, I mean like all the stuff that's going on right now, whether it's the pandemic or protesting and police killing people left and right and stuff like that. I feel like there's a way to like rechannel your energy and positively distract yourself and then like still be in tune with the news, but I can't consume it all day. So to answer the question of how I keep up with content, I'll be honest, I'm still working on it. I try to do like calendars. I try to pre-plan my stuff out. That doesn't always work for me. I would love to be one of these YouTubers who tells y'all like, I post every Tuesday at 6 p.m, every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. It's too much pressure. I have tried that before. I'm pretty sure I've asked y'all like when y'all want to see videos and that kind of stuff. It's too much pressure. I feel like it's just, you just gotta post when it makes sense. Sometimes that's 3 videos a week. Sometimes that's no video for 2 weeks. But I am working on it. So if you got recommendations on how you stay consistent with content, I actually need that too. I watch a lot of videos on how people do it. I know a lot of people say pre-film and like film like 4 videos at once or something like that and then drop it, which is probably the smart thing to do. But again, I'm just out here filming, editing, and uploading damn near that same day. So I don't know if that helps you at all, if that was your question, but that's what I got. Somebody asked, oh, favorite foundation and concealer. That's hard because y'all know I be in here mixing up. I'm a chemist in my head. I'm really in here mixing up foundations almost every time that I do my makeup. I would say my favorite foundations are Lancome Tint Idol. It's amazing. If you like an everyday, real skin kind of foundation with good coverage, Lancome Tint Idol is easily in my top 3 foundations. It is expensive, but you get what you pay for, and it is so worth it. My other, when you're looking for like full beat down, like full beat, that Kat Von D Lock-It foundation. It is peanut butter thick, like, but I think her color range is good, the coverage is amazing, and you literally look painted, which is not some people's jam, but that's, if this is your first time watching, I like to be painted. So definitely the Kat Von D. Concealer, that's hard. If I'm being really honest, I've spent a lot on concealers before. Like, I've got the NARS concealer and some higher end concealers before, and I've gotten some cheaper concealers, and I've had some that do just as good as the expensive ones. So I feel like that's kind of hard to say because you don't have to spend a lot. The NARS is amazing. I'm not buying the NARS concealer until they put more product in that jar, because it's a ripoff and I don't have time for that. So right now, my favorites, I'll say for concealer, Fenty, Juvia's Place, and e.l.f. are gonna be my favorite concealers right now. I'm just setting my eye concealer with this Fenty powder in the shade Nutmeg. I know that's my go-to brown powder. I was going to do like a whole eyeshadow look and use the P. Louise base and that, but it's too much. But I did buy this today. This is the Morphe 35R palette. Isn't she beautiful? Look at all these browns, all these warm colors. All these feel like I can use them. So I have palettes that have all kinds of colors and yellows and blues and purples, and I end up being like, where am I going with these? This isn't what I do with eyeshadow. I like palettes like this because I feel like I can use every color in here confidently and not be concerned about it looking crazy. So I'm just gonna do a relatively neutral eye using various colors. This was $25 at the Morphe store. So I had a palette similar to this. I think it was $35.0. I had it in the front pocket of my suitcase, which I decided I no longer needed that suitcase, and I threw the suitcase away, and the palette was still in there, so I threw the entire palette away also. So that's what happened to that palette. You may see me dip my brush into this. This is the Crayon Case brush cleaner. I love using this when I'm doing eyeshadow looks because you just swoosh the brush in here and it takes the color off. So you don't have to keep changing brushes, because I have my brushes that I like to use, my kind of go-to brushes. So like I said, I'm just gonna dip into a couple colors in here while I do my makeup. If you have specific questions on like which colors I'm using, put those in the comments and I'll let you know. Otherwise, I'm just throw on some colors and keep it moving. Okay, so the next, oh Lord, y'all trying to stress me out. Somebody said, let's do a recap of Insecure. Spoiler alert, I don't even know. I feel like the finale was quite a while ago now. So if you have not seen it yet, I am sure that social media has already told you what's gonna happen. So I already knew, I think 3 episodes before this happened, I was already on Instagram like, Condominium is pregnant. It's very obvious. She was super pressed to talk to him. Thinking about when they went on that day, Issa and Lawrence, when they went on that day and met, it was already dark outside. So I'm assuming it's nighttime. Y'all went to 3 places, went to his house, it's still nighttime, so it's got to be like midnight, and she still was like, I'll see you whenever you come over, just come over here. So I'm like, what do you need to tell him? She didn't even want him to meet her friends. All of a sudden now you got to tell him something. So I'm like, I knew she was pregnant and I'm pressed about it. I feel like Carola has been annoying me since the beginning. I found it very odd that we can be friends when you sleeping with my ex, but when y'all break up we can't be friends no more. Girl, well, that's a whole video. This isn't even getting into Molly and how much Molly has just, I was just so disappointed what they did with her character. But I'm hoping, back to condolences, I'm hoping that somehow this ends up not being Lawrence's baby or something. I don't know. Lawrence was like, why you want to keep this baby? And she was very still adamant about keeping it, and that was his, and you only have to be as involved as you want. You know why I feel like I knew that she was pregnant? Because it was going too well. Issa and Lawrence were so happy. I'm team getting back together. They were so happy and things were going so smoothly and everything just seemed really happy, and I feel like they don't ever give us that. It's always, they give us trauma love it just felt like, nah, y'all too happy. Ain't no way. It never works like this. Why does it always be attached to trauma? Can we get one happy couple? I'm like, we already had Derwin in med school, and now y'all are making us relive it all over again, and I don't want to have to do this. And now we got to wait a whole nother season. Y'all know they put these seasons so far apart. Issa, you know we got a lot going on right now with everything going on. We cannot wait another 2 years to find out if Andrew and Molly get back together, even though she is trash right now. For her to have a therapist, she's trash. And he should have been stopped talking to her. Even though, y'all, I'm going to move on because Molly is chasing after Andrew, but was so quick to throw Issa away. And now that you don't have a man, now you want to meet her at the Ethiopian spot and talk about how lonely y'all both are. A pass. The Lord cut my camera off just as I was getting stressed. In that meantime, though, I did toss on a lash and get a refill. So now we can get to the base. You know, the eyes I feel like are just always a little bit stressful for me. Okay, let's see what the next questiones is. So the next question says, marriage update. Will you guys have kids, etc.? So, marriage update. You already know, like I said, quarantine. This is a whole new man. Today, he built a patio table. We didn't buy one. He built a patio table and he groomed Taffy. I didn't even know he knew how to groom dogs, apparently. So he's been showing all his talent. So for us, quarantine has been relatively positive. I mean, as positive as being locked in your house, scared of a pandemic, worried about your elderly parents, etc. can be. But as far as like our actual relationship, marriage has been great. I mean, it hasn't even been a full year yet. This is my new brush I got from Morphe. This is the M6. It's a buffing brush. Excited to use this. It hasn't even been a full year yet, and also we were shacking, so we were living together before we were married, so we already knew. It's not like I learned any new quirks about him or anything like that. We both have our own room in the house, so where I film in, we call it the vanity room. It is my room. We actually just got a new chaise lounge and some new decorations and stuff to kind of make it even a little bit more comfortable. So I have my room, and he also has a full-blown man cave with like its own fridge, TV, game kind of stuff and all that kind of stuff. So we have our own rooms, which I always tell people I think is a blessing, because yes, I'm clingy and I love to be in his space and we love to hang out together and stuff like that, but I think having our own space makes it A, easier just to like breathe sometimes, and B, it also makes us appreciate when we choose to be in each other's space, because if we wanted to, we can just not be around each other because we have our own rooms. So we could just hang in our own rooms all the time and then just see each other in like when we go to bed or something like that. With my lights getting funky. But so when we do decide to like sit in the living room and do a movie night or something like that, or just sit in there and just watch YouTube, I do appreciate it because it's like we are choosing to be in each other's space. I put out way too much foundation and I'm not even about to challenge myself to use it all. As far as children, I feel like when we do decide to have children, if we do decide to have children, whenever that is, I feel like y'all will know. We're both pretty dramatic, so I feel like just like with our wedding, there will be some kind of announcement. I'm sure the pictures will be dramatic. Like I said, it hasn't even been a year yet, so I'm not like pressed about that. We're both still pretty young. We still want to travel. We haven't even gone on our honeymoon yet, so yeah, I guess. I mean, not to mention amidst a pandemic and racial revolution, I don't know if that's necessarily the time where I'm like, well, that's probably the question we get the most, like about kids. And I always say, like, I'm the kind of person, you could literally be in labor, I'm not gonna ask you about having kids or anything like that until you mention it to me, just because that's just me in general. So yeah, when we do, y'all don't know, I promise. Eventually, if we do, I don't know. Not to mention, people are always like, but the kids will be so cute. And I'm like, yo, I think ponies are cute, but I also don't have one of those. Like, that's not the reason that I'm like talking about having kids. I would have a rude awakening if I wanted to have a baby because I thought it was gonna be cute. There will be chocolatey and cute and all that kind of stuff, but that's just not Valerie. So eventually, that's all I got for the marriage update. I feel like we've been in quarantine, so it's not a lot of update. I feel like we kind of touched on most of that stuff probably in our last video we did together, whenever that was. Still no honeymoon plans completely as of yet. 2021 at some point. Keeping everything stateside this year as far as we know, because they about to start shutting stuff down again. Second wave is possibly on its way. This is the MAC Fix Plus matte spray. I don't know if anybody has that. The bottle I feel like that they put it in is so defective and not a good bottle. So I just took it out that bottle. It doesn't even spray properly, so I took it out and just put it in an old Mario Badescu bottle that I had, because it just does not spray properly out that bottle. And I love the regular Fix Plus bottle, but for something, whatever the formula is, it just not work well. Okay, let's see what else is on here. Atlanta Nightlife and protesting update. So Nightlife update, Atlanta is open. It's very open. Not for nothing, I will say, like, some places, not everywhere, some places are doing an amazing job at distancing. I know everyone's gonna have their own opinion about this. I think the great thing about outside being open is that you can stay home if you don't want to go outside. You know what I mean? So if you feel like people going certain places, like, I'm not going to the beach. I'm not going to the beach. That's just not what I'm doing. But that, if you want to go to the beach, that's up to you. And the great thing about it is I don't have to go to the beach. If I don't want to be there, I don't have to go there. So as far as Nightlife, it is open. Some places are doing really great at, you get your temperature checked at the door. You have to sign a waiver. Like, they have trash bags on like every other bar chair, so you can't sit next to anybody if you want to. Booths are like distanced apart. All the stuff is like paper products, so you don't reuse anything. Menus are paper menus, so that as soon as one person touches it, they throw it away. Some places are really going like above and beyond to keep people safe, or it's like patio only, or it's like to-go drinks or that kind of thing. So some places are definitely doing their part. There are also some places that are wide open, like full open. You would go inside and not think that anything was wrong. It's none of my business. It's none of my business. It's none of my business. Do what you feel is best. If you feel what's best for you is quarantine in the house. It's funny because I've had so many people who actually message me, even people I don't know, and they're like, hey, I was trying to come to Atlanta. Are y'all open? What's open? What's good to go to? So I don't know. I think we'll see how everything goes. I know like Florida has had extreme cases. I know South Carolina is peaking again. So I don't know. But that's the Nightlife update, I guess, if you will. Atlanta, if Atlanta not gonna do anything, Atlanta gonna go out. They're gonna figure out how to go out. I don't care if people were in bubbles. Atlanta will figure out how to give you bottle service while you social distance. As far as protesting, protests are still going on. Of course, stuff like that, you know, the media kind of gets over it a little bit faster than maybe it's actually happening, so you don't really see it. But I mean, people are still protesting. It's not looting and stuff like that. If I'm being honest, I wanted to go down to the protest to pass out like food or like snacks, not food, snacks and water and masks and stuff like that, because it was getting a little crazy. But once they started like deploying National Guard and stuff like that, I think a lot of people who were out there were just kind of like, but people are still protesting, which is good, because that's how you're going to see change. And I don't think it needs to be something that needs to be short-lived. Stuff like this, it takes a long time. It's always taken a long time. So I always give my hats off to people who are still out there and are still doing stuff. And even if that's not your jam, there's still ways that you can, you know, support and be out and do that kind of thing. There's donating, there is calling people. Y'all know I always have the link recently in my videos to Breonna Taylor's stuff in my description bar. I'm pretty sure they're gonna block me on all social media and emails, because I contact Louisville, Kentucky every single day. Like, what we doing? So I'm probably on some list or something now. But anyways, that's, I guess, the update on protesting. It's still going on. I mean, you can be as involved or as uninvolved as you want, but definitely in the areas downtown and stuff like that, it's definitely still protesting going on. Using a lot of the Fenty products that I talked about in my last maybe 2 videos ago. So I used the contour along with the Juvia's Place contour. You know, I like to mix stuff together. And then I also use the Fenty powder in the shade Honey for that as well. Both of those are like in my new routine of favorites. So both of those made the cut from the first video. Just setting this now with that same combo. I have my original CoverGirl Queen Collection Ebony that I still use. I bought so many when I heard they were discontinuing it years ago that I still have plenty. So still got that. Eventually when this runs out, I think I will probably try like Mocha Mami or something like that from Fenty, but I have so many bronzers and stuff like that, I'm good. What is, I don't know why I was about to say almost doesn't count. Brandy, so underrated. Still want that Brandy and Monica versus, even though I'm not even gonna say who I think will win because I don't want to start a debate. Who do you think would win if Brandy and Monica do a versus? Put that in the comments below. Let me know your life. What do you think, Brandy would win, or would Monica drag her? Let me know. Okay, so I think the last question, because I'm wrapping up, let's see, the last question that I'm probably gonna get to says, are you gonna do more wedding videos? Yes. I think I kind of got to figure out like what to do in the wedding videos. I don't want stuff to get repetitive. I know there's a lot more topics and stuff I could do. I just want to figure out the best way to do them. Like what you guys want to see or know about weddings, or my wedding specifically. So if you did this question, or if you also would like to know more wedding videos or see more wedding videos, should I say, put that in the comments. I'm trying to think, is it like budgeting stuff y'all want to see? Is it planning stuff y'all want to see? Is it, I don't know. Yeah, let me know what y'all want to see. I mean, I plan my weddings, I've helped people plan weddings, so I want to make sure it's like relevant to what y'all actually want to know about weddings. 3 things I bought. So I got, let me line my lips. I'm gonna line my lips with Chestnut from MAC, just because that's a good go-to and always works. I accidentally overlined and had to do a little saving. Okay, so I got this lipstick. They had like a good sale on Lippies. It was like 2 for $15 for lip products. So this is their lipstick in the shade Main Squeeze. Really pretty. I'm going for like a nude lip combo, so I thought this looked really pretty. Of course, now, you know, in those stores you can't swatch anything, but I just had to kind of guess. Let's see. Ooh, this is dry. It's my first time using a Morphe lipstick. It's not as light as I wanted it to be. Let's see. I think I just need to warm it up a little bit. I probably shouldn't have lined first, but it's okay. Okay, so that is that. And then I got 2 lip glosses. So this is Groupie. Let's see if I can just do a little. Okay, so that's pretty pink. Again, you can't swatch in the store, so, but it's like lip gloss, so I figured how crazy could it get. And then this is Backstage, which is going to be discontinued. So all their lips that are going to be discontinued are on sale. So this was like $6. And this is a gloss, but it is, I don't know what kind of ghetto swatches I'm giving y'all. So that is dark. That's pretty though. Let's go with Groupie. Yeah, let's go with Groupie. I feel like this face could do like a little bit of a pink pop. Y'all, when I do lip gloss, I want like, give me the roller ball. I want like the hair store roller ball that drips off your lips. I can't tell if my camera's not focusing or if my lashes are just heavy and everything's blurry. Okay, let me slip this off. And we're done. This was the randomness that I needed. This didn't have any structure. It didn't make any sense, and that's what I needed. I just wanted to do makeup and chat. In my head, you know, people watch YouTube videos and they're like, they just be in the room talking about themselves. We do. In my head, when I watch YouTube, it's like, that's my homegirl. So I just want to come and talk to y'all about random stuff like you do with your homegirls. Did y'all see that lashes get stuck? Okay, but yes, this is the final look. Again, if there's any specific products that you guys want to know about, drop those in the comments below. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. We are again approaching 10,000 subscribers, so go ahead and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the topics I hit on. Follow me on Instagram at malibudarby, and I will see you in the next